Hey guys, it's Andrea with Sucs For You in Houston, Texas, and this is a water-rooted Kalanchoe beharensis, and it's variegated. If you can see, the leaves have a really awesome like yellow streaking to it, and it's time for us to put this in some soil. You know, I could leave this in here a lot longer, but I get nervous looking at it, and I feel like I've been procrastinating too long, so we're gonna pot this guy up in some soil today. And I've talked about this echeveria before. It's an Echeveria Hercules, and I had it in water rooting for over a year, guys, and it's doing amazing. You can see it's been in the pot now for a few months, and some of the lower leaves have dried out, which is totally normal as it develops those air roots, the soil roots, to replace the water roots. And look, it's starting to put out like 2 rosettes, 2 heads. It's so amazing. It's just such a gorgeous plant. And I do kind of feel bad for leaving it in water for so long, but obviously it's doing great now. In here I have screen down in a pot, and I'm going to fill that up with some of the soil. Of course, it's got a ton of drainage materials already in it. See all that good stuff in there. It's got pumice, turfus, like some perlite, and see those roots on that baby? Crazy. Wow. It's very thick, very dense. Yeah. Definitely ready to be put in the soil. So that should be enough to start out with, enough soil in the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and fill it up the rest of the way. Now, the one thing you need to remember, and kalanchoes are great, to propagate in water, is that when you're transitioning them from water to soil, we're going to have to water more frequently than we would if it was just, potted up directly, just like with a regular succulent, because we need to keep this plant happy and hydrated until it's ready to put out air roots. Okay, good. I thought it was going to be a little wonkier because it's so tall, but that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and we'll just put some pumice on the top, kind of help support it a little more. And if you have some plants that are like this, like it's starting to lean a little bit, that are kind of top heavy, then if you're like me, you like have a stash of like chopsticks and other things just laying around, and you can just prop it up, put a little stick in there and prop it up. I'll go ahead and grab one and do that and just show you guys how easy it is. Take your little chopsticks, you can use 1 or 2. Just stick it down in the soil, pretty much as far as it'll go. You can do another one on the other side. And then, you'll only need these in there a couple of weeks, if that long. And then from there, like I said, we do want to keep watering this, and I'll probably make sure it stays watered. I'll probably water it every 3 to 4 days for, let's say, a month. Water until you see it run out the drainage holes in the bottom. And that's good for now, and I'll let this hang out here and drain out, and then I'll move it over with the rest of the gang. You don't need to let it dry out in between waterings, at least for about a month or so, and at that point you can probably start putting it on a normal succulent watering schedule. So once every 10 days, or just depending on the type of the plant, of course, and how long it's taking for the soil to dry out between waterings. So if you're wondering what types of plants you can root in water, of course, ivy is very easy, and the majority of the ivy that I have at inside and outside is in bottles of some sort, mostly Topo Chico, because that's just what we usually wind up drinking the most of around here. And you can see the roots are amazing. It's super easy. You can add a little fertilizer if you want, but the main rule is if it's succulents that you're trying to propagate in water, the stem has to be calloused, it has to be healthy, it has to be totally healed over, because if it's not and you put it in water, it's going to rot and it's just going to ruin the whole plant. I mean, you could go back and chop the rod off, let it callus, and, you know, try again, but at that point the plant might be just too weak and struggling or dehydrated to put out new growth. So make sure that cut end is, you know, healed at least a week, and then in that time you can also dust it with cinnamon powder or sulfur powder to keep it free from infection. And supposedly cinnamon powder kind of works as a rooting hormone. I haven't, you know, seen that actually working for me, but I haven't tried it very often, so it's worth a shot and it's not going to hurt. It might be hard to see. This is a lavender steps, a Senecio crassissimus, and it's got really pretty purple edges. I water rooted this one. It was just acting super sad. That was from a while ago, and it's been fine in soil for over a year now. And this is a graptopedilum stem cutting that, again, just got shoved in water because I didn't have time to do anything else with it, and look at its roots. Oh my goodness. And the other one is this basket plant. It makes a really, Callus fragrans, I forgot the name. Callus fragrans, and the flower that comes out is super fragrant, even though it's kind of dinky, but it smells really good. And then I have, like, the leaf itself. This is the begonia beefsteak. It was an older leaf, so I just decided, you know, maybe give it a chance, see if I can root it in some water. It looks like it's doing okay. And then this is a butylon, and it's starting to put out some roots too. And the butylon makes these really pretty little hanging bell flowers, and it's really one of my favorite plants. I'm like looking around to see what other plants that I've established in soil after rooting them. I know I've done another type of aloe, an apuncha, cactus, pad, and, you know, all kinds of stuff really. But again, you got to give it a try. I'd be more wary of, you know, trying to root something like Liphops or, you know, sensitive plants that are really sensitive to water, like, you know, any kind of messins. That'd be pretty scary. But basically, most plants it will work with, and I look forward to seeing this one grow. And it's one of my favorite plants, and I put it off for a long time before chopping it because I was just worried about it. But it's fine. It's gonna be fine. So yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below as usual. And don't forget, I have a book called The Succulent Manual. It's an interactive ebook, and it's also available at sucsforyou.com, where you can read it online. So you don't have to download anything. It's just right there, easy to go. So check that out if you haven't already, and thanks for watching. This was a water-rooted plant. It's the lavender steps, Senecio crassissimus. Oh my god, wait, crassissimus. Senecio crassissimus. Pretty sure that's it.